Okay, so we're gonna do X-ray hands using oil pastel, but I'm gonna have you start by using a colored pencil or regular pencil because it's sharper and you'll get a better outline of your hand. So I'm gonna start by placing my hand down on my paper and spreading my fingers. And you can either have somebody else help you, or you can trace your hand, but you have to kind of hold your hand tight down onto the paper, and whoever's tracing your hand has to go right along the edge of your hand, okay? Draw lightly at first, and then if you need to, you can go back and darken. This is called a contour line, the edges of an object. So there's my hand. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my worksheet that I have that will show you the bones of the hand to draw the bones of the hand. And I'm also gonna draw those in white colored pencil. And you can use crayon or white colored pencil, or if you want, you can just go directly with your oil pastel. But the first bone that I'm gonna draw is like the biggest bone in your wrist, and it comes out like this, and then there's like a curve and another curve, and then it comes back down, okay? And then there's a smaller bone, and it has just one nub on it like that, okay? And then there's all these little bones in your wrist that are all organically shaped. Organic means like found in nature, it's not geometric. And you will have your worksheet to look at for these bones, okay? So you'll know what they look like when you're drawing them. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Everybody's bones probably look a little different. And then what I like to do is I like to go then to the tip of my fingers and just draw these bones next. And then draw the middle bone. And then kind of have like a curve on the top and on the bottom, okay? And then I'm gonna draw the biggest bone in the finger. And these will go down to where your finger joins your hand. And finally, you're doing the bones of your hand that kind of connect your wrist to the bottoms of your fingers. Just like that, okay? So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna use oil pastel. You're gonna switch over to oil pastel. And you can do it one of two ways. You can start by just coloring everything in white, or you can do the shading as you go, okay? So you're gonna pick one side of your hand, and you wanna keep the shading on that one side. So I'm gonna do my shading on the left side, and I'm just gonna come in with my color. I chose pink. You can choose blue, you can choose purple, you can choose yellow, you can choose whatever color you want for the shading part of your hand. So I'm just gonna shade just the left-hand side all the way around, okay? Shading in art is called value, and value means light to dark and all of the shades in between. And value or shading is what makes something go from looking like a shape, like a flat object, to looking like it's three-dimensional. Because light is what gives things form and value and shape are all elements of art, okay? When we draw, we use the elements of art, and we can't help but use the elements of art when we're drawing. It's not like we're choosing to use the elements of art, we are using the elements of art. Color is another element of art that we're using. Okay, so there we go. If you want, you can go with a darker pink along the outside edge if you have time. You can also just do one color. It's up to you. I'm gonna go back with a darker on this one. The last one I just did one color, so you'll have two examples to look at. And then you're gonna use white. So you're gonna come back in using white to color in the rest of the bone. Okay, and then I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna go all the way around my hand again, this time using a dark line, kind of along the outside edge if you can. Don't go too close to your bones. Nice thick line. And then if you have a blending stump, that would really be awesome if you do. If you don't have a blending stump, just take a piece of paper towel and kind of maybe wrap it around the bottom of a brush like this, or around your pencil to make like, you fashion kind of a blending stump. Because what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go around your hand now, and you're gonna pull out along that thick line that you made to make this look glowy, like it's glowing. Okay, and there you go. That's your X-ray hand. If you do have a blending stump, you guys, another thing you can do is you can come back in. I'm gonna try to do it for you on my, I don't know why I don't have a blending stump right now, but I have no idea. So if you have a blending stump, you can come back in and you can kind of clean up your edges along the edges of your bones. And it'll just kind of, you can just kind of fill in any edges, because it's hard to get in those edges with oil pastel, okay? You can also come back with a white colored pencil if you want. Have fun with this.